Hey, this is Dan from Comic Book Pitt with a special Independence Day edition of Kill Your Comic. It is the 4th of July. It is literally the 4th of July today as I'm recording, and judging by the sounds outside, all my neighbors are just going crazy with the fireworks. And I thought this would be a great day to, take advantage of all the illegal explosives at my disposal and kill a comic. So let's go. So to kill a comic on Independence Day, you need two things: a comic book and some fireworks. The comic book on the left is called Alpha Girl. It came out February this year from Image Comics. I did not particularly like this book. It was long on just stupidity and caricaturish. I can never say that word. Just art I did not like. It was just very cartoony. It was gory and vulgar for the sake of being gory and vulgar, and I think it was just much ado about nothing. I think they hyped it up a lot, and it's just not that great of a book. Issue 1 came out in February, issue 2 came out in March, and I think issue 3 only came out in June, so I'm not sure if sales are lagging, or if they're just, if that was their plan to skip a couple months, but if I had my way, this book would not be long for this world, and since I do have my way, it will not be long for this world. So Alpha Girl is going to be the comic that's going to be killed today, and on the right is the various fireworks and explosives that I picked up this morning at a roadside fireworks stand in order to do that. So let's do some damage. So we're going to start kind of easy. We're going to start with snaps. They're basically just little pieces of paper with some, I guess, gunpowder inside. So let's see what they do to the comic. That was a dud. Let's try this one. Not really doing much. Let's move on to phase 2. Alright, well, obviously the snaps were a dud, so we're going to move on to step 2. This is called the Whistling Phantom. I have no idea what this is going to do, but there are 6 of them, so let's just use them all and see what happens. Alright, so we're going to place a couple of Whistling Phantoms on top of Alpha Girl and see what happens. As always, Comic Book Pitt does not endorse or condone doing any of this because it's probably really stupid. But it's kind of fun too. And that's what this is all about. Just having some good old-fashioned American fun. Let's see. Alright, well, now that we know what the Whistling Phantom is, we know that it does absolutely nothing to a comic book, except make loud, annoying noises. So, let's get those out of the way. We'll try something different. Alright, now this, I think, is going to be a little bit more interesting. This is called a ground bloom, and it says, spins on ground, emits flame and sparks. If that doesn't do something, I don't know what will. Say your prayers, Alpha Girl. Okay, and what I did was I put 2 of the ground blooms into the pages of Alpha Girl itself. So let's see what happens. Not a lot of spinning, not a lot of flame. Let's try another one. That one actually caught some fire. Let's do that one again. Okay, we've got another ground bloom in the burned space where the first ground bloom made a hole. A lot of smoke. Not a lot of destruction, though. I can't imagine why, but my wife asked me to take my shenanigans to a farther part of the yard. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm at the furthest end of our yard. I'm putting some more ground blooms in. And let's see what happens. Well, there you go. The festivities are starting. Ours are ending. As you can see, some damage was done. Not total and complete, but enough damage that nobody could really read this book again. It's probably it's probably a better read now with, a quarter of the pages missing than it was as a complete comic. So that's it for this patriotic, independent episode of Comic Book Pitt's Kill Your Comic. This is Dan saying don't try this at home and don't be afraid to kill your comics.